look at what I'm getting. I'm getting hoes, scab peeling skeezers, and whatnot, right? So check this out. For women, if they don't use love, good.
Yeah, we're good. I just check it every now and then. It's good though. It's good.
Okay. If women don't use love, how do they transact? How do they get the relationship?
If we don't use love, sex.
You would use sex.
Yeah.
Okay. But
or they used to have like finishing schools.
Finishing school, so she could be the best woman she could be to provide something in excess, right?
Now it's just sex. I would say for most women,
which is dumb.
But there's cooking, cleaning. Yeah,
I mean those things are
can be outsourced.
Those are outsourced now because.
Okay, this is your boy Dr. Hood. We back with another exclusive. You know it is good. H19D. Hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Hit the bell for notifications. We got, what is this? This is Just Pearly Things. Coach Greg Adams in the building. They chopping it up. It's always been a interesting thing when Just Pearly has been going up, and she's been blessing the space, and everybody's been having a whole bunch to say. It's been a lot of haters. It's been a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is just get up in the building, you know what I'm saying? So I can get you guys in the building too. Let's go.
Women want careers. I tell you, women typically have fumbled the best opportunity in the history of life, and I think young women are figuring it out. And that opportunity is they had a better situation. They were convinced that they could get a better situation. Many of them are finding out they're not as happy as they thought they would be pursuing careers and jobs. They end up going, why am I at work? I could have laid on my back for my husband and did these other things to fill in the void, cooking, cleaning, and child raising and all these things, which, women don't cook very well, but that's neither here nor there. They're not the best cooks, neither the best cleaners. But that's what they had to use to transact the relationship.
Right.
This is all transactional.
Yeah, I agree.
People think there's some feeling involved with it, but the feeling, yes, there is feeling, but that's not going to last long.
Like 2 years.
It's going to last 2 years, and then you're going to say loyalty, time, commitment. Like, those are the things that make a relationship. So when people say, well, what about love? Go have some love. But it's not going to last. As a man that's known, that part is, if you base your relationship purely on that, you're going to mess yourself up.
Do you think men and women love differently?
Absolutely, yeah.
How so?
Well, here's the thing. Women want to be loved a certain way, and men just want to be loved, right? So women want to dictate how they're loved, and men just want to be loved. So women are the receivers of love. This is what I believe. And in turn, the woman gives respect back to the man. However, that's not what we're doing today. That's what's messing up the market place. So women want to dictate how they want to be loved. Let me explain that. So I can provide love to you by displaying it, by demonstrating it. I can support you. I can come home to you every night. I can make sure I only have children with you. I can make sure I don't embarrass you and have other women out here in their neighborhood. I'm not screwing the whole neighborhood of women and embarrassing you. Right? I provide for you. I bring everything that I do out in society. I do for you. That's love. That would be, in the long-term frame, a more survivable form of relationship and love. That guy's displaying it. He doesn't have to express it in words. You don't have to write poetry. He's not going to come home every night. I love you, darling. But women want guys to do that. They don't care about the display. They actually say that the displays of love, they're entitled to that. You're supposed to work for me. You're supposed to do.
They call it the bare minimum.
That's the bare minimum. Yeah. What are you talking about? That's everything.
Right.
That's how men do. We're not expressive. We actually do. I want to show you. When we want to be endearing to a woman, we will gift you something. We'll bring you a rock. We'll shine a rock. So, best I can do. But these people are like, spoil me. Give me a date here and do that. Please. So women want to dictate how they want to be loved, and then they find out that their list is what we call 50-11
it's slim to none.
50-11 things long. He has to do this. Please, man. Nobody's gonna do that. Not when you out here fornicating with everybody you could possibly do it, man.
Right,
Shit,
right.
Man.
It's nothing special, right? Come on, Greg Adams. Greg Adams been cooking, man. Him and Pearly, Just Pearly been entering the space. There's been a lot of hate, you know, a lot of women saying that she doesn't know what she's talking about. You know, I think I like her perspective. I like her energy. You know, I wouldn't mind sitting up and having a good conversation with her. You know, let's see how this goes.
We ain't doing all that. But what happens is on the vice versa, women love on the conditions that you do everything she has on this list. Otherwise, you get no respect back. Both people are wrong, just so you know. Both people in today's world got it all wrong.
Why?
Well, first of all, women are out of their freaking mind, right? They've been influenced by romance. You see what I'm saying? Women have been influenced by romance like men have been influenced by pornography. So women believe romance is something they're entitled to when it's simply a myth. Men want their woman to be a freak in the bedroom and experience, but then also don't want her to be experienced. So when she's super experienced, he gets intimidated. He'd be like, "You're a hoe." And she could be a great cook. She could cook for him and clean for him. She could do everything he wants. And then he's like, "Well, but you're a hoe." So we live in a hoe culture. So the idea that he's going to eliminate all the women down to the no hoes is slim to none.
Very slim.
Well, it's like rolling the dice. Yeah, that's what you see. It's like rolling the dice.
For a guy over 25 to find a woman that hasn't been defiled to the point of she can't pair bond, like that's slim to none. He's not finding that woman. So maybe you need a new criteria.
Can you tell me about the term alpha widows? That was something I learned. That was something I learned in the manosphere.
Alpha widow. Yeah, that's the idea that a woman has chased the top tier men. She's chased the top tier men. She's had the top dogs. And then once she comes out of that and she's been spit out, because that guy has access to whoever he wants.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then she's been spit out. She gave her a chance. She hoped to get the NBA player. I dated an NFL player once and I thought it was going to work, but he had 18 girlfriends in 18 cities, right? Yeah. And so then she got spit out. Now, what she's going to do is say, you have to be that guy. You have to live up to that guy's expectations, and I'll take no less. Mm-hmm. Please.
So I have a theory that I've been developing. So I feel like I've kind of turned into a guy on my show. Because I see firsthand what the men go through. Because I recruit for my show, right?
Right.
And the women are so flaky. It's like God only knows if they're going to show up. It's like 50-50, right? It's like I can text them the day of. Are you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. They won't show.
Well,
no warning, no nothing.
Yeah. So you know what it's like to date women, right?
Yeah.
So you're a bisexual.
What? No.
Oh, you don't want to say all that?
I wouldn't say.
You ain't say all that.
I don't swing that way.
Well, you don't have to be in the bedroom, but by what I mean is, but I know a lot of bisexual women. They have the same complaint. They're like, I like women and I like men, but it's tough dating women. It's tough dating women if they're the ones that are reaching out. They're flaky. Yeah. So now you have experienced that, but on this level.
Yes, and I'm like, I'm offering you guys free drinks,
right.
Free podcast, and yeah, and so through this show I've developed some theories.
Okay.
The first being that women like being cheated on, and I'm telling you, I don't know why I've developed this. I'll tell you why I've developed this.
I need to hear this. I need to hear this one. Y'all.
I don't disagree with you. Go ahead.
Because I'll interview woman after woman, right? Woman after, and it's like I just noticed the same pattern.
Right.
It's like
you're gonna be well on your way once you learn patterns of human behavior.
Yeah. So it's like you guys hate being cheated on, right? But all you want to do is talk about your ex that cheated.
Correct.
And every time when he's cheating, I say, "Did you leave?" No.
Of course not.
And so I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, you would think,
You would think. Most men would think this too.
Yeah. Right. So then I'm like, well, when did you leave?
Right.
He wasn't cheating.
Correct.
And so I was like, if he wasn't cheating, then isn't that what you wanted?
Right.
And I was like, do we like being cheated on?
I think so. Guy has a different glow about him when he's fucking somebody else. he's got a new, I mean, you're not miserable, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's not the perfect act to do. It's not the morally, thing to do. You're running around here screwing somebody else, but let's be honest, you want to do that. You're not doing it for like something that, something that you don't want to be there. It's not like prostitution, a guy prostituting himself out. So he wants to be there. He's in a good space when he has that extra. You know what I'm saying? He might even give you a little extra, But hey, to each his own. It is what it is. But I do think women tend to cling to guys that are cheating. They show guys a lot more affection when they're cheating and all of that. A guy gets faithful, he does that. The woman, she don't even touch him. So I get it.
No, it's not that you don't. It's not that you like being cheated on. What's happening is you realize that your man has value outside of you, right? So what typically happens is this is going to be the opposite. If you find out no women like me and we're together, no woman looks the other way, nobody inquires, I'm a straight loser and you're with me, you're going to question why you're with me. But there's no question when you're getting cheated on that you have a man with value. So for women, that guy's a top guy. So she looks at it as that guy's valuable, at least to other women. So that makes her, in a sense, want him more.
Interesting.
That's also the same as abuse victims, right? They typically don't leave either.
That was gonna be my next thing. That's my next.
Women claiming you.
That's my next theory that I've developed.
Right.
Okay, because I used to, like, when girls would say they were abused or raped, right?
Yeah.
I would just believe them.
Exactly.
Because, like, you got that, like, empathy.
Yeah.
And I think it's gone now for me.
It's gone, right? So you've been red-pilled in a sense.
Yeah, because I'll ask, because at first I wouldn't really ask questions because it's kind of awkward, right? So they're like, I was this.
Yeah.
But then I started to think about it, and I'm like, did you press charges?
Exactly. You're asking the right question.
Right. That's huge. When they come at you with those allegations, okay, it's huge.
And then they'll say no. And I'll be like, why? Well, I was too scared. And so I'm like, but what are you doing on my podcast?
Right. You're not scared to be out here talking about it.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's what I was like. Are these hoes lying?
Well, the first thing is you got to find out. I mean, this is, in our society, we've gotten to the point where we're afraid to question women, right? So that's called victim blaming. Because somehow, if you wanted the details of the situation that she's saying is a very vicious crime, if you want the details, she knows you're going to blame her. So she's like, I don't, it's inappropriate to question a woman. So now at that point, she's got you in a situation where you just got to believe it. # believe all women. So now you got to believe it and let everything carry out. But like anything, any relationship is going to have some things that are weird. Like, first of all, we thought of grape as some man jumping out the bushes in the ski mask. Then it developed into some dating encounter. Then it's now marital situations that can be interpreted. And then they went away from the word. Now it's sexual assault. That's essentially but sexual assault opens it up to anything. That could be any damn thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I was on this podcast the other day, and this girl said she was coerced.
Right.
And I was like, okay. So then I was like, that's weird. Did you sleep with him again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you sleep with him again?
I'm trying to make too much sense. But here's the thing. There's people that can claim that their husbands assaulted them 8 years ago in their marriage, but they continued to sleep with him, live with him, and so forth.
Yeah, they cooking. This coach Greg Adams, Jess Purley, they've been cooking. They've been up in the space. This is the top of the manosphere right here. Red pill at its finest. Okay, they've been cooking over there. I'm totally biased. I'm just floating around, seeing what I see. I want to really see how the interview is going. The interview is going really good. I think, Greg Adams holding his own. I don't know if he's at Pearlie's or, I don't really know whose studio is what. Oh, that looked like, yeah, that's it. That must be his studio. Got his picture in the back, just Pearly moving around. That's cool. I don't know if she's overseas. I don't know if he's in America or, I don't really know. I haven't got that far. Maybe you guys leave it in the comments. I read all my comments. Appreciate everybody that support the channel. You hit the like button, subscribe, and, all of that good stuff. But now this is good stuff right here. Just Pearly Things. Coach Greg Adams. They just going in back and forth.
And then she can come out, well, he did this at this particular point. So the problem is we have a lot of propaganda out here that's telling men that we need to take women's word at face value, when historically that's one of the worst things you can ever do. I would never take any, particularly women, I would never take their word at face value, because historically they've accused people of doing things and people have lost their lives, and later to find out that wasn't true.
I swear I used to believe them.
I would never. Yeah. See,
I mean, just like they would seem so sad.
It would seem so sad.
But then it's like, and then you think about it even further, right? Because I keep thinking. I'm a thinker, right? And
outside of the normal.
So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, if he hit you,
right.
The average guy, like I'm strong. I don't know if I'm built like an athlete.
Okay,
I play semi-pro volleyball in London.
Go. Right, so you're not frail.
I deadlift 300 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I kill it.
Okay, so she's pretty strong. She's talking about deadlift. Must got some legs and some. You know what I'm saying? She might be fit. You dig?
When it comes to lifting.
So nobody's gonna beat you up.
No. Average guy could still beat me up.
I said yeah. So you still getting whipped.
If someone punched me, that's a dude. Like my face would be.
Well, that's the problem with women. They might be able to dish out a couple of hits, which aren't going to be very significant, but getting hit is always different.
So I'm like, if he abused you, why is your face intact? That doesn't make sense to me. And so then I'm like, then the other thing I was wondering is, and then I'd say, did you hit him?
Of course.
That's
and she may have hit him first and still claims abuse.
Yeah, they keep complaining about the audio. I mean, you could hear what they're saying. It is a little difficult. But all in all, we're gonna get this one in. We're gonna turn this into a selection on the Dr. Hood station.
But here's we want to inform your audience. Check this out. Did you know that in domestic physical abuse, 70% of those cases are the woman instigated? She could have either hit or used verbal abuse or emotional abuse to get him to respond. So when there's physical abuse where the man hits the victim, which would be the woman, 70% of the time the woman instigated, meaning she wasn't a passive participant, meaning he didn't walk in the door and kick her. It was instigated by something. Sometimes it was instigated by physical abuse or by the woman. So
a lot of the times, for sure. That's a fact. I done been in situations where a woman has hit me, you know what I'm saying? And just out of reflexes, I swung back. There wasn't no cops call. I did hit the woman. I did. Not hard, not, I didn't really get her good. But it was out of self-defense. And if she wanted to call the police, because even though she hit me in the back of my head, she could have called the cops on me. I turned around, I hit her, it was a split second situation, and she could have easily called the cops. Because I left, I wasn't going to call the cops. I wasn't going to call them. So next thing you know, I get pulled over and, I'm in jail for domestic violence. They're going to take her story above anything. That's pretty much what it is.
But these are things that people can't talk about because in our society it's considered misogynist to talk about these things are true.
And then the other thing.
You got cheating, abuse.
This is the same umbrella of the abuse. The grape. I say grape on my channel.
I say grape, yeah.
So the girls will tell me, they'll be like, I was raped.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, oh, that's a lot.
Right.
like,
That had to suck.
we're
You were like, that sucks.
yeah. We're gonna go there now. But I ask questions, right? And one girl straight up tells me, "Well, I didn't know I was raped."
No, yeah, that's her, yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, okay. How do you not know?
Right.
Because if I was raped, I feel like I would.
Yeah, but you would have to determine.
I feel like
You would have to determine if you'd have to have a true definition of what that is. But now we've gone up, we've had multiple definitions of what it is. So typically you can have a woman say, I was assaulted, but she only discovered that after her reputation was dragged in the mud, right? So she went to school and she slept with this guy at a party. She went back on Monday to school and everybody knew about it. And then the girl said, did you sleep with that guy? You a hoe. Then another girl came, did you?
That happens, but there are a lot of aggressive ass dudes. Let's not, Coach Adams, you've been on here cooking, probably. You guys been on here cooking. I get it, but let's not dismiss the fact that there are some extra aggressive ass dudes that take shit too far when it comes to women and sexual activity, Let's not act like there's not men out here that are extra aggressive and they're forcing the envelope, they're pushing the envelope, and some women get violated. They really do. So I don't want to dismiss the fact. I know they understand that, and they didn't say that. I'm not trying to put no words in their mouth, but I just want to make sure that I'm clear, because I don't want that type of energy. That's not right. Every woman deserves to give up her body when she chooses, right? It's no, rather, even if you're married, a woman has a choice. She's going to give her body to her man, her husband. She should have that choice. So I'm all for that. But let's get back to the cookout. These guys is cooking, man.
Did you sleep with him? Oh, well, I really didn't want to. Oh, you were great. See, now she's great because reputation's on the line. So these things happen. Once the reputation gets dragged, you have a person that's getting raped. Also, you do have women that do, I don't know if people know this, most of these, what you would call rapes, aren't violent. Most people who report one, they're not normally violent. But see, the ideal, what we have in our head is that somebody jumped out the bushes and shocked her. And then she was there and he had to beat her up. That's typically not what women are reporting. They're reporting someone close to them took advantage, or they stayed at the person's house too long, or they were drinking together and they fell asleep in the bed, and then he or she passed out and the person she trusted. That's what people are reporting. So what we have in our mind is not what people are reporting. But sometimes those things are misconstrued too. Yeah, man. I think most of the time, let me tell y'all something. If you drink alcohol, you're probably, you're partying and all that stuff, and you're dealing with late nights. Those are most of the time that are going to get into some sort of sexual assault.
Well, and that's what I said. I'm like, I feel like as women, we have a responsibility to like not put ourselves in those situations. But they look at me like I'm crazy. Like I'll say,
how dare you hold me accountable?
Yeah,
irresponsible.
Yeah, I tell them that I'm going, because they'll always say like, oh, I can't walk home alone at night in a dark alley, and I'm just like, what? Where are all these dark alleys? That's my first question. And two, I'm like, nobody can walk home alone at night.
Nobody.
If you're a guy.
Nobody.
And at least if I get attacked as a girl, another dude's gonna help me.
Right. We do hear that women are unsafe out there. We're unsafe, and people can attack us. I'm like, I can get attacked too. What are you talking about?
Nah, it's just a serious issue. It's a serious issue, y'all. I mean, I know it's a serious issue. There's a lot of women coming up missing. A lot of black women, white women. We see documentaries and, different programs and series. And, like I said, there's creep ass dudes around. Especially you see that little Jeffrey Dahmer show. I mean, if you think that's the only one that God made, then you're crazy. There's plenty of people out here like that. So just be careful, especially with young girls. Always develop some type of defense skills. if you're out walking, I think you should be able to run a mile if you need to, because you never know. Somebody could be hurt. You might need to run to get help or whatever. You know, make sure you get your. I mean, if you're not in shape, you know, get yourself in some type of shape. You know, if that's what you're doing, riding bikes. Of course, you know, a woman really don't stand a chance against a man, but you can fight for your life. He might think you're too much trouble, depending if he has a weapon or whatever. He might think you're too much damn trouble. You're squirming around too much and you're too strong. You're running. You're throwing shit at him, trying to club him upside the head with shit. So, you know. But I mean, this world shouldn't be like that. But it is, and it's never going to change. It's going to get worse. We're going to hear worse situations when women and men get victimized. You know, that's what it is.
I can walk through an alley and everybody be like, you're good. But yeah, these are all things that we've been fed to be truth, and that's not necessarily true. We're vulnerable. I think men are more vulnerable in instances. You know, if I'm dressed nice, if I have jewelry,
I agree.
right, I could lose my life. And actually, every day, you know, women want to be the purveyors of being vulnerable. But if I look at a man wrong, if he has a bad day, I could lose my life too. I can get beat up too. So we have to men always have to be on guard to protect ourselves from that.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, if me and you are walking in this dark alley,
right.
and you get jumped, and you get jumped and I get jumped.
Right.
Like if I start screaming, another guy's gonna more likely to come than I think if you started. I'm not saying either is a great situation.
Yeah,
I would just avoid it.
But yeah, it's you know, I would hope that people do start, you know, at least they'll call 911, right? If they hear you scream, it might be alerting, because, you know, women screaming is evolutionary, been a sign of trouble, which women do manipulate and they overuse.
Yeah, crying wolf.
I'll tell you more. Yeah. So again, about manipulation, right? So, you know, women have learned that if they do scream, people respond. It's like a baby that cries learns the parent responds. So what they've done is manipulated that. Sometimes they would do this on the playground. Sometimes they would do this, you know, somewhere, and they would scream, or they go to a nightclub, and when they do this squealing pitch, right, to gain attention, right? And it's not because there's an emergency, but she's learned that people will give her attention by doing this squeal. And as a result, when women squeal now, nobody does anything. Like if something happened right now, we're recording this, and somebody screamed right now, we'd be like, I wonder if everything's all right. We wouldn't jump into action because we know sometimes women just scream.
Well, it's a lot of safety going on.
So they got,
you know what I'm saying, in these new parts, and yeah, they do scream all the time. They cry wolf all the time. So we're desensitized to that emotion. We're about to get up out of here, man. We out of here. Dr. Hood, we're about to go get it in, y'all. You know, this is Just Pearly and Greg Adams. Nothing in particular that I want to dissect about the stream, although there will be parts of this stream that I will go back and check out after I'm done with it. And you know, maybe I need to go back and highlight a few key pointers, or maybe it was a hot part of the conversation. But I just want to get the overall interaction to people in the space, you know, going at it. You know, it's a historical moment. I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot of views. Just Pearly page is going crazy. Greg Adams going crazy. You know, his channel. Let me look. I don't want to quote anything. Let me see how his channel's actually doing in real time. Oh yeah, 250K. No, 217K. You know, these guys, you know, they've been on it. You know, so that's good stuff. You know, it's about 1 million, almost 1 million views worth of stuff you're looking at right here. And Dr. Hood's bringing it to you. So check me out on the next one, y'all. Peace.